Hello again. We've noticed that many teams do not have ready-made tactics for the eco rounds, basing on the fact that they are way too hard to play. For this reason, we've decided to give you an example of an eco strategy for counter-terrorists on the DUST2 map. It is one of the hardest maps for the counter-terrorists, especially when the whole team is equipped with pistols, countering the rifle-equipped enemy team. Players of the French imaginary team managed to withstand Navi during one of such rounds, using a very flexible position which can be adjusted to virtually any situation. Let's go to the map. After smoke in the middle, two players start off to the B side, while the other three wait on the spawn area. When the terrorists do not rush, OZ Striker is the only one to stay on B, while Shoxy returns to the area outside the bomb site. While CTs were getting ready to rush the middle after flashing it, two terrorist players decided to attack the B site. It is at this moment that CTs decided to conduct a swift counter-attack. Several flashes thrown on time allowed for elimination of one of the terrorist players from B, and for trapping of the two other terrorist players in the tunnel, followed by attacking them from the lower entrance. Let's have a look at the separate role of each player. OZ Striker buys P250, runs towards the B side, and jumps on the platform. His task is to lure the enemy, which is why he checks the tunnel every once in a while, leaning from behind the box. When he gets heavily damaged by the HE grenade, he positions himself near the car with 38 health points left, and listens. As soon as he hears someone approaching, he requests for help from his teammates. Shoxy buys P250 and two flashes, accompanying OZ Striker to B. Then he goes back to the gate and waits for the further development of the situation. He casts one flash so that the player from B could safely reposition to the car, and then takes position in this place with a flash in his hand. On the mark, he throws a grenade and pushes the lower tunnel. Mayor buys two flashes and checks long. He doesn't notice anyone there, from which CTs can assume which positions were taken by Navi players. Counter-terrorists placed at the spawn area were getting ready to flash and rush the middle, at which moment OZ Striker informed them that someone approaches the B side and asked for assistance. Instant flashes from Mayor helped to dispose of one of the enemies and made the rest of them retreat deeper to the tunnel, which was by this time rushed by the two CT players. Uzi bought a smoke, two flashes and P250, an impressive list for an eco round. However, we can see that he has a bit over $3,000 left, so he could actually afford that. Uzi smokes the middle so that the terrorists do not see how many players go to B. Then he flashes the middle and pushes the lower tunnel with his teammate. MSHZ equipped himself with just one flash, because that was all he could afford. He was already getting ready to push the middle with his colleagues, yet Mayor and him decided to assist the player in B, which is where he used his grenade. And retreating to the middle, he clashed with Edward, who terminated his participation in the given round. We will now show you how to exploit this placement when terrorists attack B using more players, or when, as it usually happens during eco rounds, they wait at the middle hoping for CTs to push. In the first case, we assume that the terrorists are approaching the B side. An ideal placement in this case would result in the player from B waiting behind the crates near the car, spying for the terrorists entering the bomb site through this hole. One of the players waits before the gate with a grenade ready to be cast, and throws it as soon as his teammate from B gives a short notice. The other three players from the spawn area also run towards B, minding the gate however, because terrorists could have left the player there to hit them from the back. The key point of this set is to blind 2 to 3 enemy players when they will be at this position. There they will be caught in their most vulnerable state, as they will have nowhere to hide, and the CTs entering the bomb site from the window and the gate will have them pinned down. Most often during the eco rounds, counter-terrorists have to deal with the fact that 3 terrorist players are positioned at the middle and wait for a decisive move from the CT party, following which they slowly move to the A side from the catwalk. In this case, we have to wait for the right moment to strike. For this sake, we can slightly modify the given player placement and send one player to the catwalk to this very spot. Thus, we have one player placed on B, 3 players on the middle, and 1 standing on the stairs. The whole plan is to be set in motion when one of the players, either from the stairs or from the middle, spots an enemy. While the whole point is to attack when the opponents are more or less in this area. Then they will be more than sensitive to flashes and will have nowhere to hide. That's it for today. We encourage you to give your commentaries on the movies and ask your questions. We'll do our best to answer them as soon as possible. If you enjoy our work, be sure to reciprocate by means of subscribing our channel and leaving likes below the movies.